I'm saving nearly $30,000 on travel this year, and before you think I have an endless bank account and I just vacation all the time, let me explain how this actually works. Hi, I'm Kristen, and in this video, I'm breaking down the real numbers, how much I actually saved using HomeExchange in 2025, and how much I'm on track to save in 2026. And believe it or not, I'm actually traveling more than ever this year, but I'm spending less than when I only took 1 or 2 actual vacations a year. Before we get into the actual numbers, I just want to mention that there's a link to HomeExchange in the description below. And also make sure you hit subscribe for home swap tips and tours that I'm going to be giving you weekly. So first, the context, because this isn't about having unlimited vacation time or money. My husband's a former firefighter paramedic who created a software program for first responders, and his business requires him to visit agencies and attend conferences in different cities throughout the country. And I help him with marketing, which means that we are already paying for travel, whether we like it or not. We are definitely on a budget, and HomeExchange just helps us to meet that budget. It also helps us turn those work trips into something more. We discovered that if we could add a few extra days to a business trip and make it a family adventure without paying for accommodations, awesome. That's the biggest expense, right? So instead of him flying somewhere for a conference and staying in a boring hotel or an overpriced conference center, we do a home exchange and we'll have an actual kitchen, a living room, and a comfortable space to work in, which is so valuable. Speaking of work, I also do voiceover for my own business, so I can take my recording gear and my audio booth on the road and travel with him. I'm helping him out, and I'm able to do my work as well as long as I have a quiet room to record from. Another benefit of having a house. We're able to explore a new city, we get a lot of work done, and we're saving thousands of dollars on what would have been business expenses anyway. We also really love, of course, to use HomeExchange for pure vacation. Visiting family out of town, summer vacations with our girls, of course, HomeExchange is the obvious answer. It just works for everything, whether it is work or kind of family obligation or fun. HomeExchange is really our go-to. Here's how it all breaks down. In 2025, we saved more than $18,000 in travel by using HomeExchange. And this is the number that we would have paid had we booked through a home rental company like Airbnb or VRBO. Our biggest savings was a 10-day summer vacation in Hawaii with our kids. It was so awesome. We stayed in 2 beautiful homes that were very different on the Big Island. The first was this rainforest retreat with a front porch swing right outside Volcanoes National Park. And the other is a fabulous 3-bedroom home with a pool and a stunning backyard view of the ocean. Perfect for a place to stay with kids and just enjoying the trip as much as we could. Between the 2 places, we saved almost $14,000. Our biggest travel savings of the year by far. What saved us even more was just the fact that we had a washer and dryer, so we didn't have to pack a ton of clothes and pay extra luggage fees. We also cooked and we barbecued a lot, so we didn't have to eat out for every meal. Even just having a refrigerator honestly really makes a difference when you're on vacation. But it wasn't just Hawaii. We also went to Park City, Utah for 4 nights and saved $1,200 staying right on the main strip. There was also a conference in Monterey in August where we saved $2,500 and stayed in this really cool Spanish-style home. Plus, we were able to bring our dog to that exchange, which was a bonus. And then there was Whistler, British Columbia, and Vancouver, Canada, kind of all in one trip. When I added up, we saved $18,523 in 2025. That's incredible savings. Now let's talk about 2026 because we have even more travel planned, including 3 international trips, which would be pretty much impossible if we didn't have HomeExchange. We're averaging about 1 week per month of travel this year, including Oregon, a trip that we already took last month for work. We're going to Boulder this month where we'll be exploring possible retirement communities. We're also finally completing our end of a non-reciprocal exchange to Madrid, Spain. They came to our house back in 2023 and we've been dying to go to theirs, so that's this year. And while we're out there, we're gonna explore my roots in Portugal at another home exchange. So a lot to look forward to this year, both work and fun. Speaking of work, we're doing a handful of work trips, including Austin, Texas, Carmel, Birmingham, England. That's for a big conference, and possibly New York. Hopefully also a week in the mountains with our girls for summer vacation, but by that time, I don't know, we might be tired of travel. If we can swing it, and if we aren't totally worn out by December, I would love to plan a 50th birthday trip to Mexico for one of my best friends who has always wanted to visit San Miguel de Allende, and there are some gorgeous places on HomeExchange. Yeah, it's a lot, and again, it would be absolutely impossible if it wasn't for HomeExchange. When I do the math and when I compare what all of these trips would cost on Airbnb, we're looking at saving nearly $30,000 in 2026. That's not a typo, that's real saving. Now here's the question everyone asks. So what does HomeExchange actually cost? Great question. There is, of course, a cost, but it'll shock you. It's a flat annual fee of $235. That's it for the entire year. That's whether you exchange for one night, 1 week, or 1 week a month. Let's break that down. If you do 12 exchanges in a year, which is what we're planning, that's less than $20 per trip. $20 versus thousands of dollars per trip on Airbnb or hotels. I mean, really, you can't even get a hotel room in a lot of cities for $235. And here's the bonus. When you sign up and you complete your home profile on HomeExchange, you get 800 free guest points that you can use for exchanges. And then when you pay for your membership, you get another 500 points. So that's 1,300 guest points just for signing up, which is enough guest points for a full week-long exchange in a lot of locations. Most homes go between 100 and 300 guest points per night. It really varies. But this isn't, of course, just about the money, although the savings are incredible. HomeExchange has completely changed the way that we travel. My teenagers aren't stuck in a cramped hotel room. They have space to spread out and to be teenagers. We can barbecue in a backyard. We can eat family dinners by the pool. They don't have to be stuck in the same room with us the whole time. They can go in the living room or the office. When we travel with our dog, and yes, a lot of HomeExchange hosts do welcome pets, we're not paying pet fees that hotels charge. We're staying in real neighborhoods, not tourist traps where everything's overpriced. We get personal recommendations from our exchange hosts about the best local spots. Just in general, it feels less like renting and more like staying at a friend's house. And that's one thing I really love about HomeExchange. It's not like staying at an Airbnb. You get to know your hosts. And for families with younger kids, that's even better. A lot of host homes have toys, high chairs, cribs, all the things that make traveling with little ones so much easier. And this works for so many different situations. If you travel for work like my husband does, you're already budgeting for travel. So why not eliminate the accommodation cost entirely? That saves so much. If you have family scattered across the country or the world for that matter, HomeExchange makes visiting them actually affordable. If you're like us and you're thinking about where to retire, you can spend time in a city, living like a local in a neighborhood without dropping thousands of dollars on hotels. Even quick weekend getaways become possible when you're not paying $200 or $300 per night. The point is, HomeExchange isn't just for one type of traveler. It works for business, for pleasure, for family visits, for adventure, all of it. So here's my challenge for you. Add up what you spend on travel accommodations last year, hotels, Airbnbs, VRBOs, all of it, even if you just took one summer vacation. Now imagine that number at being just $235, less than one night in a hotel room. That's what HomeExchange can do for you. I've put a link to HomeExchange in the description below, and remember, you're gonna get 1,300 guest points just for signing up and completing your profile, and that could be your first week-long vacation or maybe a couple nice extended weekends right there. And make sure that you subscribe to this channel. I'm constantly sharing home swap tips and behind-the-scenes looks at real home exchanges. And tell me, where do you want to travel this year? Drop it in the comments below. I would love to hear your dream destinations. And while you're at it, maybe tell me where I should explore next. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.